Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. It's our turn. And your dial is set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. We're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. There's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. John Harmon is engineering the broadcast today. And if you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call. Toll free, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. And, you know, you can always listen on your telephone. Yep, we have a listen line, and it's 605-562-7727. So if you're traveling and you're in your truck or your car and you have unlimited minutes and you want to listen to this broadcast 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, you may. We don't charge you to listen. Now, if you don't have unlimited minutes then or unlimited calling, then you'd probably be paying for the telephone call to your telephone provider. But we don't charge you. 605-562-7727. 605-562-7727. Mike Parsons is with us today. Now, Mike Parsons has been released from captivity. And he was accused of a crime. We believe falsely accused. Sent to prison. And he's going to tell us. He's going to tell us what it's like. What it's like in prison. We're going to talk about, well, you know, we used to have slavery. Then we had sharecroppers. And now we have prisons for profit. Welcome, Mike Parsons.
Good morning, Vincent.
Mike, did I say that right? We used to have slavery, and, you know, fortunes are built on the backs of the little people, the villagers, you know, cotton
That's right.
plantations.
First, there was slavery, then there was sharecropping, and, well, now there's prisons for profits, and they are exactly managed the same way. And what I observed was the plantation state within the belly of the beast, and state of Tennessee Corporation's prison system.
You know, Mike, one of the things that we do here at USA Prepares is talk about preparedness and survival. And, you know, somebody may say, why would we be talking about prison? You know, what's that got to do with preparedness? Well, as we spiral down into the abyss, engineered by our government, managed by our government, manipulated, mismanaged, corruption, we could be grabbed, as in Nazi Germany, and brought to a location where we would be confined for our own safety, right? For our own safety. And we could be put in a cell. We could be fed whenever they feel like feeding us, given water or something to drink whenever they feel like giving it to us, injected because they demand that we be injected. We can be shackled. We can be subjected to psychological torture, physical torture, and there's nobody to call. Who do you call? So that's what we're going to talk about today, and we'll talk about what happens in prison. Now, Mike, if I name a corporation that's in bed with local governments, like the Shaw Company, the Shaw Flooring Company, does that ring any bells with you?
The fact is that the Shaw Hardwood Flooring Company operates to my knowledge, three hardwood flooring manufacturing facilities inside the confines of the state of Tennessee prisons at this time. I believe one of them has been created under a different pseudonym, a different name, for the purposes of just creating a shell game, but they are in fact owned and operated by the Shaw Hardwood Flooring Company, and these are warehouses and facilities where they manufacture hand-scraped hardwood flooring, where people never call in sick because the kids are sick, or because the car won't start, or because there's ice on the road, or because any other myriad of reasons why people don't show up for work. They have a captive audience. They never have to worry about the labor pool calling in sick. They never have to worry about the labor pool complaining about the benefits. There are none. They never have to worry about the labor pool complaining about the pay, wanting a pay raise. They're saddled with whatever they can get. They never have the ability to complain about working conditions. Who are you going to call? OSHA? Forget about it. They never can complain about any of the normal things that people have been fighting in this country for, unions and non-unions alike, to create safer work environments where people can do their job and go home to their family. They realize that people work in order to live. They don't live to work. But the old mentality is that if we wanted you to have a family, we would have issued you one with your uniform. Well, they've just sidestepped all those problems. Now, through the state of Tennessee passing legislation to allow the private prisons, and in the legislation, they guaranteed a legislated guarantee of 95% occupancy forever. Now, how can they do this unless they created the means to fulfill that obligation of perpetual incarceration? And that, my friend, is what they're doing in the state of Tennessee, fulfilling that obligation with the citizens of this state.
Mike, I lived in a little hamlet in Virginia, about 500 people in the town. It was in Southern Virginia, and there was a textile plant there. It was the Shaw rug or Shaw carpeting manufacturing facility. And it was tucked in the woods, and it was diagonally across two roads from us. So these roads would intersect. We were on one corner and Shaw was on another, and you didn't see them because they were in the woods. Probably about a quarter of a mile as the crow flies from our property, our farm. And they abandoned the building. They just packed up and left. A couple years later, actually I went to the town fathers and I said, I'll tell you what, I'd like to start a computer manufacturing company. This building is abandoned. You're not being paid tax on it. How about I start a computer manufacturing company and I give 49% of the ownership to all those people who have been laid off? I'll give it to them, but we're going to train them. We'll train them while they are being compensated with unemployment. And the minute their unemployment is over, we fire up the company. And we manufacture computers, and we have customer service, and we have shipping, and we have inventory, and we have all the areas within a company. And the ownership, 49% of it, is to the people who've been laid off. And they laughed at me. I mean, the town fathers literally laughed at me. It's like, you're a nut. I said, okay. So I abandoned that idea, and next thing I know, they're talking about they can put a prison in this building. And I heard about it, and one of the people who I knew was crying, and she said they're going to put a prison right in my backyard. She lived, on a property that was within 300 or 400 feet, 500 feet maybe of the prison property, the proposed prison property, which was the Shaw Rug Factory. And so I placed some calls to the town fathers, and I was stonewalled. They said, you don't live in the town, so you have no right to any of this information. And the more they stonewalled me, the more I was interested. And what they were going to do is they were going to convert this Shaw rug factory into a prison for people who had, less than a year left on their sentence. These were well-behaved prisoners, so they said. And they were going to create 100 and something jobs, 110, 120 jobs in this little hamlet of 500 people. That's a big deal, right? It really is. Well, we fought it, and it was a rough fight. And for those of you who want to know why I carry a gun, it's because during this fight in Virginia, our house was shot at from the road. And the cops, back then, when I thought you could call the cops and they were on your side, I believe all of these guys were in it together. The cops, the county, the town government, all of these government people, I believe, were in it together. So I realized that I had to, if I was going to be farming, I had to have an AK-47 strapped to my back. So on the tractor, I would have an AK-47 and a 45 on my side. I'm not kidding. So that's where that comes from. Now, that was Shaw. And Shaw was going to do some really wonderful things. Like they were going to, when you have prisoners, you have to have allegedly clean water. So they were going to put in a new water system for the town. But most of us fought it. And when we first started, there were a whole bunch of us. We met at our house in the family room, and we took different approaches, petitions, letters to the editor, went on the radio, all kinds of things. And eventually we prevailed. But, Mike, that was the prison for profit system that you're talking about. That's exactly what it was. It's government combined with corporations. And what a great way to do it. I mean, why go to China if you can get slave labor right here in the United States, right? And allegedly, or we're conditioned to think that everyone in prison deserves to be there, right? They deserve it. They're guilty. They're criminals. And when we come back, Mike, you can share with us what you think. Mike Parsons. Mike Parsons is the pilot, USAPrepares.com instructor. He's my friend. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you get energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Yuvia needed financing to grow her restaurant business, but her banks simply didn't understand.
I was frustrated.
Yuvia found On Deck Business Loans.
On Deck did it for me. I called on Saturday, and I had $50,000 in my account on Monday morning.
How about the terms?
Incredibly easy. It doesn't mess with your cash flow.
On Deck changed everything.
This company, On Deck, is going to be there for me.
Was it a good move?
I'm looking to increase sales probably 30%.
Been in business for at least a year with $100,000 plus in revenue? On Deck can get you $5,000 to $250,000 in as little as one business day, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
On Deck has opened up so many doors for me now. Truly, the sky is the limit. I'm excited.
Apply now at OnDeckLending.com or call 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430.
Loan subject to lender approval.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Hey neighbor, what are you doing digging? You had a heart attack last year.
Oh, I know. I was told no more hard labor.
Then why are you digging?
Well, I've been taking Extendovite. It's been approved to help my heart.
Extendovite? Is that a new drug?
No, not a drug. It's more like an herbal combination made from garlic and cayenne.
Herbal? How can that help?
Well, actually, we've taken herbs for thousands of years. And Extendovite is doing the job for me.
Does your doctor know about Extendovite?
Yeah, my doctor knows, and he said it seems to be working for you, so don't stop taking it. I feel great taking Extendovite. I don't want to stop.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Mike Parsons is with us, and we're talking about slavery, modern slavery. I just posted during the last break an article from the Wall Street Journal. Berkshire unit finds it broke Canada trade laws over prison labor. Shaw Industries Group Incorporated, a carpet and wood flooring maker owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway Inc., has quietly acknowledged that it broke Canadian trade laws by exporting hardwood flooring to Canada that was partly made by prison inmates. Broke the law. How about that? So there you have the Wall Street Journal. Mainstream media is saying that Shaw Industries Group is using prison labor. Mike, what are the prisoners like? Do all of the prisoners whom you have met, are all of them serious criminals that deserve to be behind bars for the amount of time that they're sentenced?
No, the common theme that I find is that they're ill-informed and ill-equipped to deal with the serious nature of dealing with a court system. And most of them have been brought up in a psychological conditioning that prepares them for prison. You just played a commercial. In that commercial, there is a truly psychological effect going on where the lady said, "Does your doctor know you're taking this product?" Okay. For an adult to tell another adult or to declare, "Does your doctor know this?" That's like a 10-year-old.
Hey, Mike, yeah. Hold on just a second. Let's not talk about our commercials. Let's talk about something else.
The point I was going to make is that these people have not matured to an adulthood because they are just like 10-year-old children on the playground where that lady sounds like she's tattling. "Did you tell your mother?"
I've got to disagree.
Adults, they tend to follow the lead. Instead of leading themselves, they're led.
Mike, I've got to disagree.
They don't use their brain. They don't apply their own God-given ability, and they're manipulated. They are literally manipulated and shoehorned into prison. 75% of these people are there for various things that you would say are nonviolent offenses, and most of those are drug-related. Owning, possessing, manufacturing, distribution, carrying. were not theft crimes, not where they've harmed people, but just the possession of some substance has put them into prison for, in many cases, their entire lives. One fellow I met serving 30 years for 1 ounce of cocaine possession, first offense. Another fellow I met's got 50 years for his third offense of crack cocaine possession. And these are staggering amounts of time for people for nothing more than possession of a substance. And during the break, they talked about in Florida, they're passing a law to not incarcerate people that are caught with small amounts of marijuana.
And you know, I have a problem with that, Mike, because what happened in the past is there were, for example, we had prohibition. Prohibition, it was absolutely perfectly legal to consume alcohol, to sell alcohol, and then all of a sudden it became illegal. Something that was perfectly legal one day, the next day was illegal. And companies who were in the business of manufacturing and selling beer and wine and so forth and spirits, it became illegal. And it darn near broke every single one of those companies. And the same thing with drugs. You know, it was illegal to have marijuana in Colorado. Now it's legal. They can't make up their mind. So what do you do with people who you've incarcerated for something that was illegal one day and legal the other day, the next day? So I really have a problem with this, and that's what governments do, and including the tax system. You know, they give you a tax break for doing something, and then they take it away. They can't make up their mind. Let's see. We've got Siler in Arkansas. You're on with Mike Parsons and me. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Silent Night.
Oh, Silent Night. Hey, it says SYLER. Welcome, Silent Night.
Okay.
Tell you what, we're going into a break. We will bring you right back on the other side. By the way, it was great seeing you on Monday at the meetup. Silent Night. USAPrepares.com instructors joined us. We'll be right back. Hold that. Stay on the line, please. Silent Night. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Not available in California, Louisiana, and Virginia.
Listeners, do you have startup capital and want to invest in a booming business with incredible profit and growth potential? The opportunity is now, because Fresh Healthy Vending, the #1 healthy vending franchise in North America, is looking for a few business-savvy, healthy-minded people right here in the local area to become Fresh Healthy Vending franchise owners. We're growing so fast that we've had hundreds of new franchise owners in the last few years alone. Now you can join them. This area has a huge demand for fresh, healthy, organic snacks on the go, and that's exactly what you'll be selling with your Fresh Healthy Vending machines. We've already identified prime, high-traffic locations that are perfect for healthy vending machines. Now we just need the right people to join our franchise network and help Fresh Healthy Vending continue to boom. If this sounds like you, go to ReadyForFresh.com today and enter code 2121. We'll send you a free owner information kit. Plus, as an added bonus to new franchise owners, sign up today and receive 25% off franchise fees. Just go to ReadyForFresh.com and enter code 2121. That's ReadyForFresh.com, code 2121.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
The human body is extraordinary, despite all the stress we inflict upon it. Thousands of people across the country use an extremely effective product to help their body stay balanced. It's Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural herbal formula designed to help maintain healthy blood pressure, clean arteries, promote good circulation, and balance cholesterol. Heart and Body Extract, along with good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free from pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of Heart and Body Extract. Learn more and read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers at heartandbody.com. Heart and Body Extracts offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. For free info, call 866-295-5305 now. That's 866-295-5305 or heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries welcome. 866-295-5305.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, two of our top priorities are providing quality food at a reasonable price and protecting your security. When you call 800-700-2184, we will never record your phone call and never ask for your personal information, like how much food you have stored or where you keep it. We'll also never store your credit card information and email address on a computer. Your email address will never be shared or sold. We'll never limit the number of boxes you can purchase. We'll never use outside packers or use relabeled food from another company. Our meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and everything is packed with oxygen absorbers and Mylar pouches under our direct supervision at our plant in Oregon. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from their producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184 and purchase our 30-day 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99, and $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit our website, 30dayfoodsupply.com, or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
Class, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, June 20 and 21, I'll be in Fletcher, North Carolina, speaking at the RK Prepper Shows event. And I'll be talking about how to start your own business and save money and buy your preparedness items using tax deductions. I'm going to teach you how to do it, and I'm going to tell you how big the lies are. So I'll be there for Saturday and Sunday, and we're going to try to have dinner. So if you want to join us, maybe we can grab a bite to eat for dinner. All Dutch Street. John Moore will be there. Craig Douglas will be there. And some of your other USAPrepares.com instructors will be there. So that's this Saturday. RK Prepper Shows. Link on the website, USAPrepares.com, page number 1. Silent Night's with us from Arkansas. And Silent Night has written a book, The Underground Railroad Returns to Disappear. I have copies. If you'd like them, they're $15. Just send me an email, Vincent at USAPrepares.com. We'll make it happen. I have autographed copies. The only place you can get them is from us. Silent Night, welcome.
Yes. Several years ago, during World War II, there was American companies in Germany that were using the German slaves, or Christians, Jews, whatever, to build their radio. Philips Radio Company, who still builds radios and still sells them in the United States, and Americans and Christians and Jews all buy the same radio. And Philips was working in Germany when Corrie ten Boom, who wrote the book The Hiding Place, her and her sister were slaves, and they worked at the Philips Radio Company, and her sister died while she was in prison working for these American companies. And one neat part that Corey said was she was doing such an excellent job building radios and so forth, and these were radios that went in American airplanes and German airplanes. And her supervisor came over there and he said, "You're doing too good of a job." He said, "1 out of every 4 of these radios needs to have this particular wire jerked out." And he walked on. And that the same thing went on for years and years after that. It was American companies that were working behind the lines, American corporations getting a killing off of killing these people.
Very interesting, Silent Night. We should talk more about these things in future broadcasts. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us?
Just a tad. There was an American corporation owned by the Bush family that they supplied the U-boats, with German U-boats, with fuel, and I think someday that needs to be addressed.
Whenever you're ready, let me know, and we'll do a broadcast about that. And we've been talking about prisons today. Silent Night, you've been in jail twice, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And what have you been jailed for?
I don't have a Social Security number, and the federal law, 1997, Title 42, 66613, says that you can't have a license without a Social Security number. And so I got caught 7 times traveling without a license, and I fought my cases, and of course it's kind of long and involved, but I wasn't allowed a jury trial. The second time that I went to jail, I didn't even get a trial. They didn't want me in court because I'd set a state precedent the first time, and so they played court without me and sent me to an unlimited amount of time in jail, and arrested me and put me in jail. And even the police officer, one of them came up to me and crying, and she said, "This is not right." She said, "What went on today was illegal." And of course, she said if I fought it and appealed it, that I could win. Well, the thing is, when I went to appeal it, I was already in jail, still in jail, and they wouldn't allow me to appeal it because there was no trial. And so I had spent 40 days in jail that particular time, and I was not allowed to appeal my case because there was no trial. And there was, a lot of other things that went on at that time too. But what they kicked me out of jail for was because I didn't have a Social Security number, and the jail had to pay all the fines, and they did not make any money on me being in there because $35 a day comes off your fine. It comes out of your Social Security account, and $15 a day for rent on the jail comes out of your Social Security account. And so they just basically kicked me out of jail because it was not financially profitable to have me in there, and it cost the county around $7,000 to give me a traffic ticket.
Class, if you'd like to meet some of our faculty, like Silent Night, Mike Parsons, Joe Acapenti, John Dollarheight, Judy Dollarheight, Howard Shayne, the list goes on and on. This is what meetups are like. These are the kinds of things we talk about. Silent Night, thanks so much for being with us today.
Yep. Thanks, Mike.
That was Silent Night from Arkansas, jailed for traveling without a state-issued permit or license because he doesn't have a Social Security number. He's a veteran, U.S. Navy veteran. When you meet these people like Silent Night, Mike Parsons, there's no question that you'll be impressed, absolutely impressed. These are the patriots. These are the modern patriots, and they're very few of them. Mike, so who's in prison today?
Everybody. Across the board, they are filling the prisons with the inner city youth that they've conditioned to be followers, school teachers, government employees that wouldn't go along with a scam, everyday Joes, people that spoke out of turn, people that decided to run without permission for office in their local communities. Anybody and everybody is being attacked and filled up, except there's one group those people that do not have Social Security numbers, birth certificates, or any other state permit. No Amish. I did not see a single Amish, nor Mennonite, nor tribal Native American the entire time I was in the prison system. I did see several Mexicans from Mexico with Mexican birth certificates, and others from other countries that had birth certificates. But in that other category, not a one. There's no money to be derived from those people that don't have an account to draw from.
Mike, what you're saying, those who would be new to this broadcast would find very, very difficult to believe. So what you're saying is that if you have a Social Security number, an account that can be extracted funds from, then you're fodder for the prison machine. If
That's
you
chapter
don't
3 in the book I'm writing. How to stay out is one of those. One of the key elements is to make it so that you're not a desirable target. You know, how many times does a porcupine get eaten by the lion? Not too often. The armadillo, on the other hand, quite frequently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might have a hard shell, but you roll him over and that belly section's nice and smooth. But that porcupine, well, it's not so tasty, and there's a little side effect. You get hurt. Real quick, I want to jump back for just a moment to the prisons. What people don't realize is they spin this as a way to rehabilitate the inmates. And my friends, there's no rehabilitation. This is a illusion. They're exposed to some of the most violent and evil people on the face of the planet, the most vile and despicable that you would ever want to meet. I'm not talking about the inmates. I'm talking about the guards. But they do get paid $7.50 an hour, minimum wage, whatever the minimum wage is, at these prison plants. However, they extract 40% for housing. They extract 10% for a victim's impact fund, even though there's, in most cases, no victim. And there's a 10% that's put into a savings account. Your net pay is $3 per hour, and for the average guy working in these plants, you're looking at 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month. That's $360 per month. The average inmate makes 17 cents an hour and brings in $20 a month. From that, they have to buy all of their essentials: soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, anything, you name it, they have to buy it. Consequently, because theft is so high, and anybody with this kind of money on their books can afford to buy a lot of food and nice things, well, they put these guys in a totally separate part of the prison so that they're not predated upon. So most of the guys working in these industries live together and work together. Other than that, they have guys that are in the program where there's actually, at the turning center, they have a dog program where they train dogs for therapy, which is a good thing, because in the pod that I was in for the last 2 months, this was the most humane group of guys. You put a dog with a group of guys that are serving, half the guys are serving life sentences. But these guys were so docile and gentle and loving towards these animals. And they would go out of their way to make sure if somebody was doing something they didn't think was right for a dog, they're going to quickly let them know, hey, you make sure you get up and let that dog out in the morning at 5 a.m. when he whimpers. Don't make him sit there. They will hold each other accountable for the care of these dogs. They get paid $100 a month to be a trainer for a dog. Now, the guys that are in there scraping wood for 6 hours a day, wearing their bodies away, they have to buy a lot of food to maintain their strength, because you don't get it on in. The guys that have the dogs, they have lower blood pressure, they have less propensity for other problems. $100 a month taking care of a dog is really not a bad deal, I guess. But if you look at it at the Shaw hardwood flooring side, they're only generating $3 per hour. How many?
Hold that. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Class Mike Parsons is with us, and he's exposing the prison corruption, and specifically in Tennessee, but it could happen to you, and that's why we're talking about it today. We need to stop this nonsense. Shaw flooring. Mike, you were talking about Shaw flooring. We went into the break.
Yeah, the pay that the average inmate is bringing in is not what some people might think. It's actually consumed by most of the requirements that you have. Let's say if you're working on your case, you're charged for every copy that you make. You have to pay for pens and pencils and paper, posters, of course, everything. And so there's nothing free. And if you don't have family or friends sending you any of these resources, then you pay for this yourself. And there was one employee that I met that was a teacher there, who at one time said that she had been a parole officer, just like Mr. Edward Danny Johnson, the parole officer that falsely accused me. And in talking to her, she admitted that they were told to violate parolees if their spouse had a gun, despite being in compliance with state law and being completely inaccessible, and where they didn't violate the rules of parole, that didn't matter. And when I asked if this was done to keep the prisons full, or let's say to show a high recidivism rate, so that they could justify the need for the prisons to the voters when it came time to vote for elected officials and so forth, or is this perhaps a way to force people of Tennessee to disarm? Because effectively, if your loved one can be sent back to prison, you think twice about possessing a gun. Even though there's no law against you possessing a gun, personally, you might self-disarm to prevent your loved one from being falsely accused. And I asked her, I said, are any of these three possibilities, are these the reasons? She simply smiled and said, seems like it would accomplish all the above, doesn't it? So the fact is that they're violating people's paroles for various reasons. And many of them have nothing to do with violating the rules and the conditions of parole. It's simply a way to generate a full prison to keep the occupancy rate high. And they love to get guys like me that are nonviolent, guys that basically they can trust to do the right things. We're low maintenance. The only thing they don't like about me is I don't do drugs, I don't use drugs, and therefore they can't generate as much. If a person takes any pharmaceutical drugs from the prison, they go from about $55,000 a year to $75,000 a year. And when you got a prison with about 2,500 inmates, and if you can get 75% of those people generating an additional $25,000, that's a lot of money. Now, let's talk about food real quick. And I did mention the dog program. Something that I learned is that the dogs actually have a little bit better diet than men there. The actual cost of the dog food is about $1 a day per dog. What they allocate for the men to be fed, the cost is 75 cents a day. Now, at one time, there was real food in prisons in Tennessee. They actually grew most of their food, and it was a good deal because the guys were growing their own food. They were being independent. Now, this is what the government realized. Well, we can't have that. We can't have people learning how to cook and grow and provide their own necessities of life. No, can't do that. Stop. So all of the real God-made food has been replaced with some man-made chemical creation. Now, right now, there are no real vitamins, minerals, or the amino acids that we need. All of the real food has been replaced with the genetically modified chemical processed recreation. All of the juices, they used to serve a small container of apple juice or grape juice or orange juice every day because that's where you get vitamins and minerals and such. All of that's been replaced with a chemical cocktail called apple drink, grape drink, or orange drink. If you read the labels, there's nothing in there that's real. It's nothing but flavored water and chemicals. And if you have the ability to send the information out like I did, you'll find out that at least 5 carcinogenics are in each one of these containers.
Mike, we're out of time. We are absolutely out of time. Mike Parsons, thanks so much for being with us. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. We'll be right back after top of the hour.
IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Did you know some countries are now banning GMO foods? It's true. That's why for quality storable foods, you need ready-made resources. For over 19 years, we've become the name you can trust for thousands of products, like Numana Healthy Food Storage. All Numana storable foods are non-GMO, non-soy, and gluten-free available. Call 800-627-3809 or click ReadyMadeResources.com. Ready-Made Resources. We don't just sell the products, we live it.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without a Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Katie Singer's with us, and her book, An Electronic Silent Spring. You go to her website, electronicsilentspring.com. electronicsilentspring.com. And if you'd like to get her book, you may. Amazon.com. Welcome, Katie Singer. Katie, this is class number 106 and electromagnetic radiation. So today we're going to talk about electronic interference with medical implants. Katie, how many people would you say have these implanted devices? Now we're talking about artificial hips, artificial knees, joints, all kinds of implants, and then pacemakers, deep brain stimulators, the list goes on and on. What percentage of us have medical implants in the United States?
And besides the things that you named, I would put insulin pumps on the list and cochlear implants. There are increasing numbers of neurostimulators, brain stimulators for things like epilepsy and brain trauma. Combat vets are now using deep brain stimulators, or they're having them implanted. They're becoming increasingly common. So that figure, 8 to 10% of the population, is probably much larger than it was in 2000.
Katie, as we go through this discussion about electronic interference with implants, there's a tangential piece that we should probably discuss too, which is, well, on Monday at our last meetup, we were talking about alternative energy. We were talking about building a solar array and how to have solar power, off-grid power for your homes and farms and so forth. And one of the questions from our class at the restaurant on Monday was, what about these CPAP machines, CPAP, which stands for continuous positive airway pressure? People who have sleep apnea have these, some of them have these devices. And the concern is, if their grid goes down, how do we make sure these CPAP machines keep running? Because there are people who depend on them.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have another concern, which is the electromagnetic interference that may interfere with the CPAP machine. So I just wanted to bring up that concern, and I'm not sure what we do about it at this point, but I just wanted to raise that to the awareness level.
That's that's an excellent observation and concern. And the question is, well, let me see if I can say, we've created a society that depends on man-made electricity and electronics. And every person has a unique stake in that place. So, somebody like, well, okay, I don't know how to survive without a refrigerator. That is the truth. And I also really like a washing machine. I can probably survive without a washing machine. I don't know how to survive without a refrigerator. I don't have a medical implant, but I've had dental work. And so that means I've had metal in my mouth. And we all know that metal attracts radiation. Most people have heard of someone who can hear radio in their mouth from their dental work.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that. So if you live in a city and there's a large, powerful television or radio transmitting tower near you, yes, I've heard of that. And I've heard of that back in the 1960s. So that's not what I'm saying. Is what you're saying I've heard of, and it's been around for a long time.
Yeah. So everybody's got everybody has a unique situation going on, and a unique combination of things in their daily life that could create what we now call electronic interference. But Vincent, let me go back a while. I like to start just by naming that every cell in our bodies functions by electrochemical signals, and that includes our brains and our hearts. And even at rest, all of our cells have measurable voltage. If you just listen to the words and you hear the electrical, the vocabulary in our biological functioning, we get the message that without electromagnetic energy, none of us would be here. Okay, now I'm going to go to, say, more modern times, when humans started saying, this electrical energy is really cool. Let's see if we can create it ourselves. And the ancient Greeks were able to do that. They could generate electricity, but they didn't figure out how to store it or how to transmit it. Humans didn't figure out how to store electrical energy until around 1750. And then by 1880, we also knew how to transmit it over long distances. And so we created batteries and motors and electric lights, and we built things like refrigerators. And, I think it's important to name, we basically transitioned from visible mechanical technologies powered by horses and human muscle. And then we went to steam and hydropower. And then we got electromagnetic technologies, and that's where power is invisible. We can't see it. So now, 2015, about 135 years after we began laying out an electric power grid, we've nearly saturated our environment with electrical and magnetic frequency fields and amplitudes that do not exist in nature. And we've changed the Earth's electromagnetic environment more significantly than any time since humans showed up on the planet. And, okay, if I start then I like to go to 1934. That's when Congress formed the FCC, Federal Communications Commission. And they made this rule. And it said, go forth and invent and market any electronic device that you want as long as it doesn't create harmful interference. And the FCC defined harmful interference as anything that interferes with existing radio or TV broadcasts. And now harmful interference, that definition includes cellular services and internet services. So you can make anything you want and market it as long as you don't create harmful interference. What's interesting is that definition does not include biological harm. So now we get complicated because we're biological creatures. In 1958, that's when we had the first cardiac pacemaker installed in a person. And people started experiencing electronic interference. So people would go to a restaurant and there'd be a microwave oven on the other side of the wall while they were dining. And one of the cooks would turn on the microwave oven, and the person with the pacemaker would have interference from the oven to their pacemaker, another electronic device, and their pacemaker would start malfunctioning. Do you remember this?
Oh, sure. And Katie, they used to, when the microwave ovens first came out, they weren't called microwave ovens, they were called radar ranges.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I believe I mentioned to you off air that I know a guy who was in the Vietnam conflict. He was a radio operator, and when he was on leave, he was single. He wanted to make sure he didn't create children if he went into town. And he would, on leave, and he would sit on top of the feed horn of a microwave antenna, a large microwave antenna, and he would scramble his sperm. And what was he thinking? I don't know, but that's what he did. And he told me this. So yeah, it's really dangerous stuff. And yes, it's that same frequency that that can cook a hot dog. You can cook a hamburger. I mean, well, not very well, but you can reheat spaghetti with it. You can boil water with it.
Right.
And you can't see it, but some of us can feel it. But that doesn't mean we're special. That means that we're more sensitive to it, but it has the same effects on everybody in terms of, long-term effects. It's killing us.
I know a lot of people who have mobile phones, and they'll say they have a sensation before the phone rings. So they notice something, and then the phone will ring, but they know it before the phone's going to ring. So what is that?
You're talking about the transmission and reception just before it rings. So that would be like very, very, and not like a half hour before it rings. You're talking about maybe a quarter of a second or something like that.
Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, we also do have studies, plenty of studies, that show that men who have a cell phone, their sperm are impaired just from keeping a cell phone in their pocket.
What a great way to go. We want to reduce population. That's what the plan is, or that's what their plan is. So we get people to buy these cell phones. We make them convenient to put in their pockets or in their bras, and we'll kill off people slowly. What a great way to go. Katie Singer and I'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $9, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Katie Singer's with us, and posting an article right now on the website, USAPrepares.com, and that article relates to devices that may interfere with pacemakers. And let me just share this with you very quickly. It says that modern pacemakers have features to protect them from most types of interference produced by other electrical devices that you may encounter in your daily routines. And some of those devices are household appliances, microwave ovens, televisions, radios, stereos, vacuum cleaners, electric brooms, electric blankets, electric knives, electric hair dryers, shavers, gardening machinery, toasters, food processors, and can openers. They say it won't affect your pacemaker. However, here's some that they want you to be concerned about. That's the anti-theft system, EAS. electronic article surveillance systems that you find at many stores, those posts that you walk through that seem innocuous, they may harm you by proximity. So you want to stay away from those. And then they don't want you to be near metal detectors any longer than necessary. Cell phones. Well, cell phones, that's a problem. MP3 headphones. And there's this non-invasive hydraulic shock treatment to dissolve kidney stones. That's a problem for pacemakers. Magnetic resonance imaging. That's a problem for them. Power generation equipment and arc welders and powerful magnets. And then radio frequency waves that are used. Let's see. How is this? Well, they're talking about just radio frequency waves in general, short wave or microwave therapy. Then there is the transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, the TENS device. So they say that those are of concern if you have a pacemaker. So and this is from the American Heart Association. So they've shielded the pacemakers from some electromagnetic radiation, but not completely.
Did they say anything, Vincent, about pacemakers? People can hack into them and reprogram them.
No, this article does not address that.
Okay.
And that's a very interesting question. You know, one of the things that some people were worried about is like an electromagnetic pulse from the sun. Would that impact the operation of a pacemaker?
I know that I don't know about cardiac pacemakers, but I know that when we have solar storms where the radiation from the sun is stronger on Earth, that definitely affects people with deep brain stimulators. And I have a friend with a deep brain stimulator, and he has been known to keep his off for many hours during a solar storm because otherwise it's just way too painful for him. Let me talk a little. That's an amazing list that you just read, and my sense is, my understanding is that most people who have an implant have a manual from the implant's manufacturer that will list all of the things that can cause electronic interference with the implant. It's incredibly sobering because, you've just read this list. I mean, how is a person sanely going to avoid all of those things and still function in this society? I don't have answers for that question. But I'd like to define what interference is. Basically, it's an unwanted effect, any unwanted effect. Like if someone's playing music loudly when you want to hear a phone conversation, that would be interference. Electromagnetic interference is when you've got electrical or magnetic fields producing an unwanted effect, typically at lower frequencies by induction. Radio frequency interference is when electromagnetic fields produce an unwanted effect, typically at higher frequencies by radiation. Okay, and I'm going to keep going with this when we come back after the break.
Katie Singer's with us. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. Pro Pure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Not available in California, Louisiana, and Virginia.
Listeners, do you have startup capital and want to invest in a booming business with incredible profit and growth potential? The opportunity is now because Fresh Healthy Vending, the #1 healthy vending franchise in North America, is looking for a few business-savvy, healthy-minded people right here in the local area to become Fresh Healthy Vending franchise owners. We're growing so fast that we've had hundreds of new franchise owners in the last few years alone. Now you can join them. This area has a huge demand for fresh, healthy, organic snacks on the go, and that's exactly what you'll be selling with your Fresh Healthy Vending machines. We've already identified prime high-traffic locations that are perfect for healthy vending machines. Now we just need the right people to join our franchise network and help Fresh Healthy Vending continue to boom. If this sounds like you, go to readyforfresh.com today and enter code 2121. We'll send you a free owner information kit. Plus, as an added bonus to new franchise owners, sign up today and receive 25% off franchise fees. Just go to readyforfresh.com and enter code 2121. That's readyforfresh.com, code 2121.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the 4th largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true, they're all guilty, every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Katie Singer's with us, and we've been talking about electromagnetic radiation. And if you'd like to look her up on the internet, you can type in Katie Singer, K-A-T-I-E S-I-N-G-E-R. She's an instructor at USAPrepares.com. You can go to the instructors tab and find her name and click on the link. It'll take you right to her website. And her website is called electronicsilentspring.com. Katie, you were going to pick up where you left off.
Yeah, so we were talking about interference. What is electromagnetic interference? Now let's just clarify that electromagnetic signals make devices like motors and power lines and radio and TV and cell phones work. We need electromagnetic signals. Okay, now if I talk about a deep brain stimulator, which is commonly used for people with Parkinson's, it's an implant. It's a deep brain stimulator, DBS. It includes a battery-powered pacemaker in the chest near the heart. Then listen to this, 8 24-inch wires that are bundled into a cable that runs from the pacemaker up through the neck, over the top of the head, and down to electrodes inside the brain behind the eyes. This is a total electronic device, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It also works as an antenna because it's metal. Any metal object, of course, can act as an antenna, but it's not going to be efficient unless it's designed to work like one, but you can still create, it can still have interference. So
Katie, just to make this very, very simple.
Yeah.
For those who are wondering what you're saying about an antenna, just a piece of wire. Any piece of wire can act as an antenna. And the proof of this is how many of us who are baby boomers built a crystal radio set, and we took a piece of wire and maybe we hung it out the window, or we strung it between two trees 75 or 50 feet long or 100 feet long, and we could literally pick up a signal from the air with a germanium diode and listen to our favorite radio station, a strong radio station, with no batteries whatsoever. There's so much electrical energy in the air that you can power headphones without any batteries whatsoever. That's how much electromagnetic radiation is in the air. And we might call that radio waves, and we might call that, an AM radio station. So you just take a piece of wire and it will pick up electrical energy. There's no question about it. If you take a piece of wire and string it between two insulators, let's say 100 feet long, and you attach one end of it to a millivolt meter, and then you attach the other end of the millivolt meter to a ground rod, just a piece of metal driven into the ground or a water pipe, you will be able to measure the electromagnetic radiation in the air in terms of voltage. So any piece of wire. And that's one of the reasons why I believe that bees have a colony collapse, because the antennas on bees, I believe, is causing them to be confused and not know where they are.
That it interferes with their electrochemical signals.
Right.
The man-made signals interfere with their biological, natural signals.
Mm-hmm. Right. So what I'm saying is I'm in total agreement with you.
Okay. Now, in order to keep a deep brain stimulator functioning properly, if you read the manual, it's going to say you've got to keep your head and your body at least 20 inches from cell phones and other mobile devices just to start, or you can get interference. If you're closer than 20 inches to a cell phone, that can reprogram or shut off the implant. And some exposures can actually heat the wires in the brain of a person with a deep brain stimulator, and heat like that could damage the brain or cause death. So, there is a whole list of things. I think in a manual for deep brain stimulator, the list of things is well over 15 pages long. So metal detectors that you mentioned, like at airports or, shopping malls, government offices, MRI diagnostics, surgical electrocautery tools. All of those things can cause an implant to malfunction. Another thing, electric and hybrid cars, because what happens when you brake that car to stop, the brakes set off, the braking system activates the battery to recharge. All this is, of course, computerized. There are probably 8 computers in the car, and the magnetic fields that are emitted during that braking and recharging system can cause the implant to malfunction and or shut off at every stoplight. This is a major traffic hazard. Imagine if somebody's driving a car and they've got a deep brain stimulator and they don't know that they're going to get shut off. They have a few seconds to reset their implant, or some of them shake so badly that they are not able to reset without help. And, people could be driving around in a car. They could be driving the electric car or the hybrid car and not know that, this is going to happen. So, yes, we've got lots of situations with electronic interference between 2 electronic devices. And in this case, with medical implants, we've got people involved. But we don't have any agency that tracks this or regulates it or, sets standards to protect the entire public with this situation. That is a problem.
Katie, I was at the meetup last Monday night, and sometimes I say things that I don't want recorded. And I'm thinking about banning cell phones from the meetups. That's going to be a real problem. It's easy for me because I dump my cell phone. But I tell you what, every meetup I say to the group, okay, I want you to make sure your cell phones are off, and you put them in a place where where the microphones can't be turned on. It's like everybody but me has a cell phone. Literally. They're everywhere. So what about, think about being on a bus and you have one of these brain implants, or a subway car. How many people are standing, wall to wall with you with all these cell phones? You want to get 20 inches away from somebody, sometimes it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
If you're standing, let's say you just want to go to a movie. I mean, I don't want to, but if I did, I might be standing in a line, and I might be, almost next to almost touching the person in front of me. That's kind of what happens sometimes when you're in line.
There are so many things that can cause interference. Smart meters can cause interference. I know of people with cardiac pacemakers, and when smart meters get installed in their neighborhood, they continue malfunctioning. This one man I know of, his cardiac pacemaker, did not start functioning properly until his smart meter was removed, and all of his neighbors' smart meters were removed, because those meters can transmit for up to half a mile, maybe more. And that can interfere with the cardiac pacemaker, even though it's not on his house. Also, I know a woman with an insulin pump, and she was hospitalized, and her blood pressure was really high, and so then she was given a wireless heart monitor, and she continued to be very, very sick. And her mother told the doctor, is there a way we could remove the wireless heart monitor? And he realized that if he could get her on oral medications for blood pressure rather than the IV drip, then he could take her off the wireless heart monitor, and as soon as that happened, she got better. Now, are we saying, therefore, the wireless heart monitor caused her to remain sick? I am not saying that. I'm saying we need to be asking these questions, and everyone needs to be aware that this could be a problem. I know a man who's had 4 pacemakers replaced. They appear to be in perfect shape, and then he keeps needing a new pacemaker. Why is that? Doctors and patients and the general public needs to say, okay, could there be electronic interference going on here?
I don't think that very many of the doctors whom I know have been trained in electronics. I don't think they have. And Dr. Shealy is very, very concerned about it, and he's been studying it. But other than Dr. Shealy, I don't think many medical doctors are aware of the impact of electromagnetic radiation. As a matter of fact, all the doctors I know, other than Dr. Shealy, carries a cell phone.
Yeah. There are a lot of hospitals, like teaching hospitals, will have an electromagnetic specialist, an electronic interference specialist at the hospital, because some hospital equipment there can be interference between, like an MRI diagnostic thing and an elevator. So there are hospitals that have interference specialists, but I agree with you.
When you talk about elevators, what you're talking about is a large electric motor that creates a lot of electromagnetic radiation. And hospitals have what's called telemetry, which is wireless communication with devices that monitor the health of patients. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Katie Singer's with us. And Katie, I'd just like to mention very quickly that I'm going to be speaking this Saturday and Sunday at the RK Prepper Show in Fletcher, North Carolina. That's Saturday and Sunday. There's a link on the website. And I'll be talking about how you can save money on your taxes. I'm going to teach you what you need to know in order to save money on your taxes. And you may be able to buy the preparedness items that you want as business deductions. I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to teach you things that your tax preparer would never teach you. And I'm also going to tell you about the big lies, how fantastic they are, and how your government and media have been lying to you. Huge lies. And I'm going to prove it to you. That's this Saturday and Sunday. And if you'd like to have dinner with me and John Moore and some of your USAPrepares.com instructors, we're going to be there. And that's at the RK Prepper Show in Fletcher, North Carolina. Link on the website, USAPrepares.com, or go to rkpreppershows.com, rkpreppershows.com. Katie, what do we do? Okay, we're surrounded by this electromagnetic radiation. It's killing us slowly. Some people, it may kill instantly by shutting off their pacemaker. What do we do?
That's the question. I think step one...
Where do we start?
Well, yeah. Step one is, okay, so the FCC has defined harmful interference as anything that interferes with radio or TV broadcasts or cellular or internet services. We can include biological harm in that definition of harmful interference. We can start recognizing that electromagnetic signals can affect living creatures. I think that's a really important step. I also have recently learned that wireless charging stations have been deployed in Starbucks in Boston, kind of as an experiment, and McDonald's has started deploying them in United Kingdom, in England. These are wireless charging stations. You just lay your mobile device on top of them, and very quickly they get recharged. But guess what? They can interfere with people with medical implants. They can interfere with the functioning of medical implants. And they raise so many red flags, because imagine if you've got a baby in a metal stroller sitting right next to this table in, a coffee shop, and you could be surrounded by a dozen charging stations. What's that going to do to the baby in the metal stroller? We need to start looking at the biological effects of all of these electronics that we simply take for granted. That's, I think, step one. Start asking the questions. Is this affecting our health?
And
Is this
being
affecting our
aware.
environment? Yeah, being aware.
And being aware that just because you can't see it, just because you can't hear it, doesn't mean it's not that it's safe. And just like those microwave ovens that began having those signs near them, microwave oven in use, and now we're realizing that they are dangerous. And if you can cook a hot dog in a minute in a microwave oven, and they all leak the electromagnetic radiation, they all leak some amount of electromagnetic radiation. Most of it's contained, but some of it leaks out. You're cooking yourself. If you're right next to it, if you've got your face in there looking at whatever you're heating up, going round, round and round, you're damaging your body. So we need to get away from this.
Well,
Distance is your
and
friend.
here's one of my favorite questions. Which is greater, the amount of radiation that a microwave oven is allowed to leak, or the amount of radiation that a cell phone is allowed to emit? The answer is a cell phone can emit more radiation than a microwave oven is allowed to leak.
Katie Singer, An Electronic Silent Spring is the name of her book. ElectronicSilentSpring.com is the website. And you can find her books, on Amazon.com. And there's a link to Katie Singer on the website, USAPrepares.com. Katie, thanks so much for being with us and sharing your concerns and solutions about electromagnetic radiation.
I appreciate this very much, Vincent. Thank you.
Class above all, honesty and integrity.
Smith. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Like when the jeweler ruined my ring and wouldn't do anything about it. But when my Legal Shield attorney called him and told him what my rights were, I received a check for over $2,100. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com or call 855-340-SAVE. Again, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Genesis is defined as an origin, creation, or the beginning. Genesis Communications Network began with the mission of providing you with the kind of compelling content you're listening to now. And at GCNlive.com, you'll find a free archive of our nation's history, narrated by GCN hosts, explored, shared, and passed down to future generations. GCN is the future of talk radio, but we should always strive to learn from our past. Together, we are GCNlive.com. GCN.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. A toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.